Hi, it's Dave again with DRH Acrylic Creations with episode 2 of a two-parter that is a Christmas gift for my other half. So, it's coming up real quick. I kind of had to push this one. Again, I had a ton of footage they had to get through, and it took pretty much all week to finally get it done. But here it is, Thursday night. I have it done. Now I'm just doing the finishing work so I can get it up on YouTube so you all can see it. I am okay with the finish of this. I'm happy with it. So I'd like to hear whatever you have to say down in the comments. But without any extra delay, let's get down to the canvas and we'll get started. Okay, here we go. This is a couple steps away from being finished with this monster. You can see I've done my pour. It has dried completely. It's an interesting piece by itself, but it doesn't feel finished. So I'm going to take first steps in trying to complete my vision on this. So what I'm going to do is this. I have drawn on here, you probably can't see it. It's basically an oak leaf that I've turned into a tree. And it's going to take some effort to do this because I'm going to be outlining this entire tree with my hot glue gun has a gold tip on it. It doesn't really matter because I'm most likely going to change that after we get done, but we'll see. It's a learning process. So I'm going to be moving around the table quite a bit. So I'm going to start on that end first. Okay, the pattern is down. Difficult to see at this point, but it is on the canvas. It's going to need to set up for just a little while before I come back and do a little bit of cleanup and then start with the next step. So I have a decision to make. Which part do I want to keep intact? Because what I'm going to be doing is I've already put my oak leaf / tree down on the canvas. In retrospect, I probably should have brought the size down a little bit so I had more negative space. But it's what it is, and I can live with it. So what I need to decide now is, do I want to paint out the negative, or do I want to paint in the center? So let's take a look at what's most interesting. This is my thinking out loud. I've been actually dreaming about this, how I'm going to handle it. Because that sounds very strange, but truly, when I'm working, I see my things that I'm going to be doing in my dreams before I actually put them on canvas. So you can't control the pour. You can get the colors, you can get the style before you start, but once you pour, you're at the mercy of the paint and where the paint wants to go. So that's the uncontrollable. Now, so this chaos I have on the canvas, I'm okay with, but it wasn't my choice. It's not what I was hoping for, but it's what I have. So I'm going to work with it and I think I can make it into what I'm looking for. So I'm looking at the center here. How much activity do I have in that center? And honestly, I'm looking at the center and I'm thinking, it's probably the least active place on the entire canvas. So if I block out this side and I just leave the outside, would that work for me? It certainly gives off an autumn/Christmas vibe. Lots of green because of the Psyc, lots of reds. So that really tells me the flame that you get from a oak leaf in the fall. So do I want to go with that? Or do I want to bring it in and have the center here? I'm going to do some shading around the outside. That's for a fact. So maybe that's a place for me to start. I'm going to do my shading around the outside, get my separation of the two parts together, and then go from there. So I'm going to put you on music, and I'm going to speed this up dramatically so you can see it without having to sit through every moment of it. So I'm going to get my gloves on, and I'm going to get started. Back onto music.
Go outside, the snow is falling down and every child is having so much fun. The snowman is twice the size as me with a smile as quirky as mine. We're holding hands to keep each other warm while we stand and watch a choir performing all the Christmas songs that we love. Yeah, all the Christmas songs that we love. And in a while we're gonna go inside and drink our chocolate by the fire. All I want is to spend this day with you. Let me give you a Christmas, a moment we'll fill with love and joy. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. I don't need any presents, as long as I spend this day with you. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. Making plans for what we're gonna do. I feel so blessed that I can be with you. 'Cause God knows that I've been longing for you. I just wanna.
Okay, next step. Decided I am going to flood the outside with a wash of 24 karat gold. It won't be as thick as it is around here, but it's going to be a wash across the canvas. I think it's the right decision to make with this, but we'll see. Okay, just a side note here. When working with DecoArt 24 karat gold, if you want to have your paint remain that high shine, you don't want to use water with it. Water degrades for some reason the pigment in it, and so you have to be careful with it. You also have to be careful with those because that is a goober. You have to be careful with it, and so you don't use water with it. I am using Vallejo this time. Vallejo pouring medium. It's keeping its shine, but I wanted to make sure because it comes out of the container super thick. So in order to make sure that I get the color saturation I want, but thin enough so that it will actually do the job of being a wash for me, I have to thin it out. I've thinned it down to as much as I want. Now I'm going to be using a brush to brush across. I'm going to have to probably do a little bit of afterwards to to do something with the brush strokes. But that's the next step. So let's get started.
They play my favorite song. I see a snowflake melt on the deck. I'm awful cold and longing for the holiday. Counting days until you're here. I've been waiting this whole year. Dear Christmas, Christmas, Christmas night. I know you may stop a light, but together we're alright. You know we're ready for Christmas. Can't wait to head back home. When the sleigh blows cold, I hit the road. Baby, let it snow. We're ready for Christmas.
Now I have to figure out a way to somehow to get the brush strokes out. I'm not sure that I can, but you know, I might have to just live with it as part of the painting now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of a damp brush across the finish. It won't degrade what's there because the paint is already down. In order to make this flow the way I needed to, I already had the damp brush. Had to change that a little bit and damp brush as I was laying down the colors. It didn't affect the shine of the paint. I said, but it does degrade. Like I just see here, I actually pulled up some of my paint color because of the water. So I have to be careful. Okay, I'm at a point where I have to stop. I need to let this set. I need to let it get to the point where I can do more work with it. My wash is down. Am I happy with it? I'm happy enough, but I want to do some more work with it. I'm trying to decide now what I want to do with the middle. I had the idea of doing some doodling. I think doodling would work. But I'm not sure how to approach it. So I had to think about that just a little longer. I will wait until the end to finally put down my gold leafing, because that'll be the last step I do. But so for right now, I think I've got as much done as I can do at the moment. So to be continued. I'll be back in probably either later tonight or tomorrow morning. So I'll be back. What we have here, it's been you've got it washed out on the sides. I'm not sure I'm happy with the brush strokes, but I guess I'm just going to live with them for now, because I think if I put another layer of the 24 karat gold, it may go over the other direction. So for now, I'm just going to leave it. It's something I can change later after I've lived with this a while. I got started earlier without thinking about turning on my cameras. I outlined a lot the inside of my tree slash leaf, and it kind of helped bring it pop. So I think you'll see that in the video. I'm not sure about this down here, and I'm not sure what I want to do as far as the interior. I'm thinking that I really want to do something here, because what really was intended to have falling leaves. And that's what this brown down here was supposed to represent, or is supposed to represent. I think I can do some doodles on this and make that a little more obvious. So I got to wrap my head around how I'm going to approach this. I thought about doing doodles up here also to kind of give it a little bit more something something. So let me fast forward, put you on music, and I'll get started. I think what I'm deciding to do at this point, because my skills at doodling need to be developed more, and until I get a little bit more confidence, I think I'm going to be less fearless and more cautious. I probably will continue doodling on this as time goes on. Okay, it's time for the flyover, and I'm going to tell you, I think I was able to achieve something here that I've never done before. And the 24 karat gold made all the sense in the world once it was down on the canvas. I had to not use the leafing because it was making a mess, but I fell back and punted, and what I end up with I think is equally as good. Not as shiny, but equally as good. If you'd like to help, leave a like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications of future videos. It really does help, and it's absolutely free. Thank you very much for being here today, and I hope that you got something out of this. I know I did. So I wish you a very Merry holidays on Christmas or whatever your holiday that you enjoy, and let's see you next year. Bye for now.